Microtransactions have become such a controversial talking point of the last couple of years that I'm sure I don't need to explain to you what they are, but are there ever instances they can be okay, or can they at least be handled in such a way that makes them such? That's the question I'm posing today. Let's talk about it. Microtransactions have existed for a long time, but they were popularised largely in 2016 when Overwatch hit the market with its loot box based model, showing other developers just how lucrative they can be. Since then, other games have come out with their own variations and names of the loot box and have taken a lot of backlash for them, some of the most notable titles being Middle-earth: Shadow of War and Battlefront 2. Games like these have understandably received a lot of backlash, even claims they are gambling and should be banned. Both of these also really incentivize paying additional money by making unlocking the items via normal in-game methods extremely grindy and difficult, which for a full-price title is absolutely not acceptable. Despite both of these titles eventually backtracking and removing all or a lot of these elements, it's situations like this that really give negative connotations to the term microtransaction as a whole that I'm not sure it necessarily deserves. In an ideal world, microtransactions wouldn't exist, but I do think there are certain scenarios they are used where I can at least accept them or feel they've offered something in exchange for free that they wouldn't be able to otherwise that makes them understandable. Despite the bad rep it can sometimes get, the best example of this I feel is Fortnite Battle Royale. Fortnite's Battle Royale microtransactions purely exist in the form of vanity items, either by purchasing individual skins as they pop up in the store, or by buying a battle pass that offers 100 items that can be unlocked when you level up. Aside from these individual skins costing a truly absurd sum of money, with some costing a ridiculous £20, there is at least no loot box or gambling element to them, and you are not at any disadvantage if you don't want to buy them, as they offer no gameplay advantage. What this model has allowed the developer Epic Games to do is offer the game 100% free to play on all platforms with no limits on modes or features. Given the title a huge player base, that means there won't be any shortage of players anytime soon. The model has also allowed them to continue supporting the title really well, and although some people have been frustrated by the change of meta of recent months, there's no denying it gets plenty of updates, new modes and weapons that keep it feeling fresh. Additionally, Warframe, a slightly older free-to-play title, is another good example of how I think they can be handled, providing a great experience with the optional decision of purchasing premium currency in order to get items faster and reduce the grind, but these can all be obtained without spending anything. Going back to Overwatch, the game that, like I said at the beginning, essentially kicked off the movement of microtransactions, or more to the point loot boxes, kind of has me torn. On one hand, it does feature loot boxes, which I'm very against due to its gambling nature, often encouraging children to spend extortionate amounts of money in the hope of obtaining a particular skin. However, on the other hand, out of all the games that contain loot boxes, Overwatch does handle it the best in my opinion. Unlike games such as Shadow of War, the items obtained from these boxes are purely cosmetic, but what really, at least for me, outweighs the negative of them is that they offer all maps and new characters for free to everyone, something that they could easily charge for otherwise. Being able to give away all maps for no charge does introduce one big positive in that you don't have a segregated player base, something that the Battlefield series has had problems with in the past, with often difficult to find matches on certain maps. Of course, having everyone with the same choice of characters also means there is no arguable pay to win element, as everyone has the same options. Ultimately, I do feel there is a place for microtransactions, but the key to them being okay is to offer something in exchange, such as being free to play, or like Overwatch, offering up DLC such as maps or characters free instead. Microtransactions have been given a bad name of recent years, and for good reason, but I don't think they are inherently evil. They've just been abused and taken advantage of too much by developers and publishers. Provided more strict regulations are in place, I actually don't see too much of a reason why they can't be used without them affecting the player negatively. With all that said, do you feel there is any place for microtransactions in gaming, or is it something no developer or publisher needs to add into any title? Let me know down in the comments. I'm sure there are going to be some very different opinions, and I'd love to hear them. That's it for today. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe and hit that bell icon to receive notifications when future videos are posted. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.